hearing at this time. My name is Scott Summers. I'm an attorney with the General Counsel's Office here at the Department of Education, appointed by the Commissioner to conduct 2 rule hearings this morning. The subject of the first rule hearing, which is proposed Chapter 2, which is more formally Title 92, Nebraska Administrative Code, Chapter 2, and also titled Uniform System of Accounting for Nebraska Public School Districts, proposed revisions to that rule will be heard this morning, and that will be followed by proposed revisions to Title 92, Nebraska Administrative Code, Chapter 8, which is entitled Regulations and Procedures for School Finance and Budgeting / State Funding of Educational Service Units and Learning Communities. Today's date is September 20th, 2016. We are having the hearing in the State Boardroom, Nebraska Department of Education, Nebraska State Office Building in Lincoln, and it is just after 10 a.m. on September 20th, 2016. The legal notice of this morning's hearings was published in the Omaha World Herald on August 19th, 2016. Normally I read a series of guidelines for presenting testimony. However, the only persons here are NDE employees, including Bryce Wilson, the team leader of the section from which these rules come, so I'll dispense with the reading of the guidelines and go ahead and introduce Bryce Wilson, who will describe and explain, first of all, the proposed revisions to Rule 2. Go ahead, Bryce.
All right, good morning. We are proposing 2 rule changes. 2 changes to Rule 2, sorry. First, we are updating the definition and uses of the Qualified Capital Purpose Undertaking Fund due to changes that occurred during the 2016 legislative session that changed State Statute 79-10, 110. The maximum levy was reduced for new projects from .052 or 5.2 cents to 3 cents. The other big change is indoor air quality is no longer an acceptable use of the Qualified Capital Purpose Undertaking Fund. Second, we are changing the definition of function to be a broad definition that doesn't include every function available in the definition.
Okay. Anything further on Rule 2? Nope. Okay. With that, I'll close the proposed revisions to Rule 2, and we'll move directly into opening the hearing on proposed revisions to Rule 8, the School Finance and Budgeting Rule. At this time, Bryce, would you go ahead and describe the proposed revisions to Department of Education Rule 8?
All right, we are proposing changes to Rule 8 as a result of LB 1067 passed during the 2016 legislative session. The biggest proposed change to Rule 8 is the addition of the Community Achievement Plan requirements. The department is not adding any additional requirements or stipulations to the Community Achievement Plan requirements set forth in LB 1067, but is simply adding them to this rule to meet LB 1067 requirements to include them in rule. Other changes to Rule 8 include adding the definition of open enrollment option students, as well as incorporating open enrollment option students into the option rules and eliminating learning community responsibilities that no longer exist with the changes enacted in LB 1067.
Okay. Anything further?
Nope.
Okay. Just for the record, did you receive or were you made aware of any emails or other correspondence, written testimony from citizens on either rule?
We did not receive any.
Okay. With that, I'll go ahead and close the hearing, and Bryce, I suppose the plan would be that these rules are submitted to the board for their adoption at the October board meeting.
They are on the October board agenda.
Okay. With that, the hearing's closed. Thanks.